Namaste, Jai Bharat. One thing that many people feel in Bharat is that our government do not advertise their action. Our government do not make a show of what we do, internally and externally. We quietly work and continue working. When the initial concept of Atmanirbharta Bharat and Atmanirbharta was floated, no one took it very serious, and common people are talking. They just hear a word which they are familiar to, because Sanskrit expression Atmanirbharta, which of course called for independence, not to be depending on others for anything. Make your own house better. Make whatever you want by of your own. This has the ingredient implanted into this concept already by none other than Swami Vivekananda, who asked citizens of Bharat, that time youth of Bharat, to be Swabhimanis, and to be real and genuine and authentic Swabhimanis. You should know what your nation is, what your Sanskriti is, what your background is, and of what you can be proud of. You should know that why you should be proud of, and why upon what you can be proud of. And the pride is genuine, based on solid realities instead of speculations and spurious talks and rhetorics. This Atmanirbhar concept had gone into many areas, but then it's not getting advertised, it's not getting demonstrated on a public sphere by way of propaganda. We don't do it. That's not in our culture. That's why we don't do it. That's simple as that. Because of the Atmanirbharta program, we initiated activities in the minds of our people to begin with, and the people who are engaged in doing whatever, they're putting their heart and soul into whatever they are doing. Maybe he's a scientist, maybe he's a medical doctor, maybe he's a teacher, maybe he's a school teacher teaching small children, but he makes the students proud of whatever happens in our nation, just in between teaching. Everyone was trying to, the whole nation took this serious, and each one trying to, in his own small capacities, like the story of the squirrel during Sevadabandhan in Ramayana, each one was trying to contribute whatever he can to the great cause of Atmanirbhar Bharat. Program was Make in India, and suddenly we find Made in India aspects, Made in India things. This made a lot of change in the minds of people. The people of Bharat, for all these 60 plus years, were unhappy with the kind of things happening by way of the rules. But then there was no revolution, there was no revolt, there was no disobeying the government, and the army, of course, was unhappy in many places. But the discipline is so strong. Actually, it's a Hindu discipline. Is so strong, they would not react and they would not revolt. That's a Hindu discipline, I would like to call. That's strong. So this Atmanirbharta and such involvement of the people with such wholehearted support from the government to such people who are involved. Whatever you want, you take it. But work. You ask something to the government, they will give it as far as possible, as soon as possible. So the work went in all multiple areas of national structure. You can call it the state apparatus, as others are called, or institutions of society, as normally the socialists would like to call. In every sphere of social existence, this change developed. And then, what kind of result came out, we don't know. Especially in defense. We know, in COVID time, just imagine how many vaccines Bharat created of our own. Some vaccines for immediate results, we made it in collaboration with some other countries or some other agencies. But we also made our own vaccines. Not one, not two, more than that. I don't know the exact number, but then many COVID vaccines we made it, and made it very cheap. And not that we made it and used for our people. Our people are the largest populated nation in the world today. So it's not a small thing to get this vaccine to each and every citizen of this nation in time. Time is a very important factor because it's a pandemic that's happening to our nation. Not originated from us, but pandemic affected by the whole world. So we had to make our own vaccines, and we made it in record time. Not just that we made it and used, we gave it to the needy. For many people free. For the many nations who couldn't afford it, we gave free. And to many others we gave who were in need of it. That time we did not say anything because we wanted friendship. We wanted friends. And we would like to help people because we know that's a punkam. That's an act of punya. Punya is a concept in Sanskrit, you may find out from internet. That's a concept that we want to just simply end punya. And that is our dharma. That is what friendship. Mitrata is a concept that we respect and adore. For that we did, not for anything else. Not for name, not for fame, not for money. Not for dominance. But we dominated the hearts of those who are sensitive through love. Insensitive people, no way. The Daitya Danava characters cannot be controlled. That's why they remain Daitya and Danavas. This Atmanirbharta, just one example, in every sector, pharma, in all sectors. And then what happened in defense because of Atmanirbharta, we have no idea. Absolutely no idea. I was in their defense. I also have no idea what happened. But then when a question came, when a crisis came, I'm talking about Operation Sindoor, we ourselves were amazed to see the performance of our defense forces in a very subtle manner and in an unbelievably effective manner. That is the result of Atmanirbharta. And this concept of Atmanirbharta made us strong, and now the results of which is only shown through time, not through propaganda or advertisement, make us more confident and more self-respecting. The same cardinal call which Swami Vivekananda gave becomes Swami Mani's, and he shouted to Tishtata Jagrata Prapya Virani Bhodita. Rise and awake. That call becomes effective now. Today, we had to wait for all these years, for this 60 years for these things to happen. So it's an evolutionary miracle in Bharat. Atmanirbharta became a mantra. The first mantra for the Swayam Sevak was Rashtraya Swaha Idam Namama, which was given by Pujani Guruji Madhav Sadashiv Golbulkar. This is another mantra, Atmanirbharta, and that created impact, effect, and when the results come, we can't believe. So powerful, so positive, so effective. So this Atmanirbharta mantra has made us really strong, and of course the people who were guiding us selflessly won't uphold that mantra, Rashtraya Swaha. They have facilitated this. Anybody wants, take it. In the interest of nation, go ahead. That kind of support, that kind of push never happened, I don't think, in many societies. In our case, it's first time. So Atmanirbharta has become a kind of Jivan mantra to the nation soul. Nation soul. The only nation which talked about nation soul, Sri Aurobindo, Maharshi Aurobindo, is Bharat. We shall meet again. Namaste. Jai Bharat, Jai Sri Ram.